G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome to Wednesdays Down Under. Awesome. So guys, I'm not sure if you've used Voodoo gel stain before. It comes in quite a few different colours and it's a water-based gel stain. So the reason I really like it, like I love the no pain gel stain as well, but the thing that's really good about this one is being water-based, you can paint on it really quickly afterwards. So if you've got to put a top coat or if you want to do some stenciling, which is what I'm going to do here, you can do it really quickly as soon as it dries. You don't have to wait for it to cure. So I'm going to show you how easy it applies on this side, and on the other side we're going to have just a bit of a play with two colours. So I normally use the brown and the white a lot. I've used the blue a little bit, but I thought we'd play around with the blue and white together and try and see whether we can make a bit of a beachy look. Don't know, we're going to play around with that one. So I want to show you how easy it is to use. Now, this is just a big piece of pine. I use these, I make, those big signs that you put up, near your door, on your house, that are, welcome or something like that. Now, when you have stains or something like that, when you put something over it, it's not necessarily going to cover it, you're not going to get rid of it, especially something transparent like the gel stains. It's not like painting it. But I'm not too worried about that because I'm going for a bit of a rusticy sort of look. So I'm not going to worry about it. But just be mindful that people often ask if they're staining, if they have filled holes in a table or filled holes in a piece and they stain over it, you're still going to see the difference in the colour because it's not going to grab the same way. So just be mindful that if you've got something and you've filled lots of little holes and you don't want to see those come through, then you might want to paint it first, maybe with one of the lighter colours, and then do a stain over the top of the paint rather than just staining the actual piece, because you will see some differences in the colour from where you've had some fill. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're staining. They're super easy to use. You give them a good shake like everything you do. You want to mix it in really, really well. You can put it into a little container and use it from here if you want. Sometimes I put it straight onto the piece, which I'll do both actually. Depends how lazy I am and how fast I can work. So you sort of want to, if you are going to put it straight onto your piece, you want to start moving it straight away. Now you don't necessarily need a lot. You can, depends on how you want to use it, you can brush it on and then wipe it off if you want. You can use a Dixie Belle sponge. You can see that you can still see the grain through it. It does soak, because it's water-based, it does soak in quite quickly. I basically like to start to take it off straight away just so that I can see how it's grabbing. And I'm just using my sponge to wipe it back. So see how you got that really nice colour come through, but I can still see the grain of the timber. So this is the White Magic. This one's nearly finished, so I'm going to start a new one. Just gives you a really, really nice whitewashed beachy feel. Right. Now this one we're just going to play around with. I haven't done the blue and the white together, so it might look really good or it just might turn into a hot mess. So let's have a little bit of an experiment. Now I've got the denim. Okie dokie. I think we're going to start with the white. So again, I'm just going to use a brush. Now, I found with the white that you can leave it on a bit longer to get a bit more of a whitewashed look. Being the fact that it is white and you don't, you know, it doesn't grab quite as quickly just because of the different pigments in it. You've got a little bit more time. So I like to let it sit a little bit longer so I get a nice good coverage. So I'm going to do just the white and then we're going to play around with the blue with it. How that's come up with a really, really nice beachy look. So let's play around and see what happens if we put some blue with it as well. Okay. Tip some more white out. So we've got our white and we've got our denim. So I'm thinking almost like a dry brushing sort of effect. So I've put some of the denim on. Don't forget when you're doing these sort of things to go right to the ends. If you finish right along, where are you? If you finish right here all the time, it looks funny. Make sure you go right to the end for at least some of your strokes. So something like that would be good. You could use the lighthouse transfer on a piece with something like that sort of background. It's going to give you that effect. I have taken the transfer from the Dixie Belle transfer. It is this one here, the bells and whistles. And it's a Nautical Life transfer. So you actually get about 4 things in this one. So if you have a look up close, you've got a lighthouse and there's quite a few sort of compass things here, and there's a few different designs. So I've taken part of 2 of them and I've put them on here. Now let me tell you what my plan is for this. So I'm going to get some of those, you know the big stick-on letters that you can get. So I'm going to put just welcome down there, so it's got a bit of a 3D effect. I'm going to get some nice rope and glue it on sort of around the edges. And what I want to show you is how you can, if you've got your transfers, you don't have to just have them just like this. What I really like about these ones in particular is that if you want to, you can see this color is coming through behind the transfer. So you can actually pick up the color of that, which is really, really nice. But in this occasion, I thought I'd show you how you can paint over them. So I've applied the transfer. So yeah, we're going to basically be painting over these and colouring in, so to speak, and sort of painting just a little bit more. This is some rocks up here, so I thought I'd sort of extend that down and make that look like a bit of a sea, rocky sort of outcrop. So what I've done with these are super easy to apply, and I have now though put 2 coats of satin clear sealer over here. So 2 coats. I haven't done the whole thing yet because I'm going to do it all at the end, but I have actually put 2 coats over this because we're going to be painting on it. I wanted to seal that transfer first. So it's important that you do that you actually seal your transfer first and then paint over it if you're going to do this. Now, I'm just using little artist brushes that I collect from around the place. You can get a packet like this, a little sort of handy one, and then this has got added ones to it, ones that I've got from around the place. So these are super cool for when you want to do nice little pieces of work like this. I'm going to use a little bit of Caviar just to sort of extend that down, just to get a little bit of a line so we can sort of have an idea of where we're going. I found another thing. I've got an old sponge here. So this is a sponge that I've used for applying stains and things. It's gone hard and crusty and awful. But instead of throwing it out, that's got a really nice rough texture on it here. So I'm going to use some of that rough texture, and just put some texturing down around here. So up here, instead of having this colour through, I thought it might be nice to bring in a bit of brightness and use some of the really pretty sea colours. So we've got Mermaid Tail here. And again, I'm just using really fine brushes. I think we'll do this bigger part here. So basically, I'm just going to colour it in with all the pretty Dixie Belle paints. Here we go. So that's going to carry on up here. I'm going to do a little bit of a different colour roof, but we're going to go back down to this bottom bit to start with now. You can still see that line a little bit here. Not as much, but now that this is dry, I can still see that's there a little bit. So I'm going to come back and put a bit more paint over that. So I'm going to build that up just a little bit more again. And I might do some, what have I got here, Fluff. So I'm going to take some of this out. This is quite thick, it's the end of the container, so I never throw them away. These are really good for stenciling if you've got old crusty bits like that, and for things like this. So I'm just going to take a little bit out, put it over here, and I'm going to make some sea spray. So it looks like there's some sea spray coming down. But I did want to show you how you can use your transfers and use your applicators and things that you would have normally thrown out to create texture, and how you can actually paint over these and blend them into your pieces. It's really, really simple. Just give it a go and think about, when, like I said, think about when you're making your pieces, you know, what else can you add to it to give it that vibe. So like I said, you might like to add a bit of rope around some edges. You might like to add handles that have got like little knots. I've seen knobs with sort of like knots or something on them. So yeah, that's it. So thanks guys, and I will be back next Wednesday for Wednesdays Down Under. So yes, if you just joined us, my name's Bev. I'm an elite retailer in Queensland, Australia, and thanks for watching. I will see you guys next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great week. Bye.